This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And welcome to my review of the John Wick spin-off Ballerina. And honestly, it was a really good movie. It was basically the same thing as the John Wick movies, although I'd say those four movies were more preferred by me. I still think that this was a really solid movie and they did a great job with it. The entire reason John Wick is in here is just to sell some tickets and to make sure some people come in to see Keanu Reeves. And speaking of his scene specifically, we see either alternate angles or exact reuses of scenes from John Wick Chapter 3. And with that, we also have him running into the character of the ballerina in this as he is leaving from the when he gets his ticket punched at the rescue room in Chapter 3. So with that, it is ultimately it's a solid integration with that. And then when he appears at the end, I do appreciate how where we see that she is very inexperienced and while John Wick is he's John Wick, so he easily wins that fight and you see that the reason that she's still alive is because John really doesn't want to kill her and wants to talk her down. And when he sees, I'll let her try to get revenge. I just technically have to kill her by midnight if she doesn't succeed. He is able to go and do that. Although I do think her kind of just killing the villain at the end, like her just standing there and just shooting him, was a little disappointing. When they're definitely being able to be a little more creative with taking on the other antagonists in the John Wick films. But just going back to John Wick specifically, his fight with her was a really good fight, and it was nice to see just him kind of holding back and being like, "Please, let's just stop this. I don't want to be doing this." And then him going and absolutely obliterating those guys who are like, wait, what are we doing here? This is John Wick. And the person's like, yeah, no, it's fine. He's one person. And then she gets killed like 2 seconds later, followed by the guy who was like, I don't want to be fighting John Wick. This is a suicide mission. So yeah, it was just really great. But just going through the rest of it, it was just so much fun to watch. The action is always great, and they did such an incredible job telling the story. And just putting in this new kind of like death cult was super interesting to see. Well, not really death cult, but like it's weird because it's cults and but it's like a murderer cult where they all get raised together. I do think some of the family things were it was an interesting twist, but the sister really didn't do too much with it, and her I think uncle and Denise. I'm pretty sure the guy's her uncle, but uh, the guy who was the father of the little girl she was trying to save. Also, I'm wondering how he's still alive because some looked like he was dead, but technically never said that. And if he was, why didn't he just give her the location of where the compound was, since he would have known where that was, and that's where his daughter would have been taken. But just going back to it, also never really say how she figures out the exact location of it because she's given the broad area by the guy inside the weapon shop, but and she said she didn't really know anything else either. Maybe the guy woke up after and she was able to confirm that with him, or she didn't fully trust the guy and wanted a secondary confirmation of the location. But that probably could have included some more scenes where they wanted it to be a twist that he survived at the end. But yeah, just going through it, really solid action film. They did a great job with it. It had some really great integration to the John Wick world while also creating its own story and it was fun to see those characters, and it was nice to see Lance Reddick one last time in his just iconic John Wick role. Absolutely just love him in that, and it's sad that he's no longer with us, and that character won't be seen again. Even though, well, the character died in Chapter 4 of John Wick, as did John, unless he faked his death like some people have predicted. But I think I mentioned this last one. The John Wick story I really want to see is Chapter 0, and that is his insane mission to get out of being an assassin. And I think I would love to just see that, and it'd be really awesome to see him go on this basically next to impossible mission that he somehow makes it through. But yeah, honestly, that's really all I have to say. Really enjoyable, and I want to know what you think. Please leave me in the comments, and it's the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.